I am on the board of several social science institutions and B schools, advisory board. Normally, when you combine the advisory board with the board, I think there are at least about 15 to 20 prominent people who are businessmen, experts in their own field with a lot of specialization in different areas, who govern, who maybe meet about 4 times in a year and look at various dimensions of the institute and give guidance to the institution. To my surprise, I found that none of these institutions would go anyway out of way to invite the members of the board to interact with either the students or the faculty. I'm teaching in 4 institutions in the last couple of months, actually in the last several months since the pandemic has started. And most of these institutions are national level institutions, including the Indian Institutes of Management, XLRI, invited by students and so on. Uh, then I'm not on the board of any of these, but these institutions seem to be interested in getting the expertise. Even if it is a guest lecture, they would be very happy to have me and so on. So with 52 years of experience, I keep all the time craving to share my knowledge with people. Isn't it surprising that you are on the board of an institution and that institute only uses you for administrative purposes and not sharing your specialized kind of knowledge? I think this is not only with me. I've seen in 6 years of my being on the board of one of the IIMs, the institute I think always kept the board away from the faculty and students, not consciously, but I think it happens unconsciously, because whenever a board meets, it meets for a specific purpose, and all the people are very busy people and they don't get time to interact with faculty and students. Until in one of the institutions, we recommended, thanks to the intervention of the chairman, a climate survey and of all the teaching and non-teaching staff, and then that led to some kind of interaction between the faculty and some of the board members and so on. Now, in this video, my appeal to all educational institutions which have strong boards is to please make use of your board members. I think many of the board members are CEOs, CXOs, specialists in their field, whatever may be the profession they belong to, whether they are doctors, chartered accountants, or any other profession, businessmen and so on, social workers and so on. So I think it's a good idea at least once a year to make a kind of a lecture given by uh, at least out of the 20 board members, pick up about 6 of them and get them to give interact with the students and share their wisdom with the students and faculty. I think this will enrich the institution, and there is nothing to fear. The administration of the institutions, most of the time, directors of these institutions are all the time busy with a lot of work, and for them, managing the board becomes a very important kind of task. My suggestion is, do not look at uh, managing the board as managing the board. I want to look at it using the board. You should be able to make use of the services of all the board members. And this is one thing which I learned from Professor Mathai and later Samuel Paul. Every time there was a board meeting, there used to be a faculty lunch or dinner, and the faculty used to interact, and then I remember Paul going out of way to introduce every new faculty member to some of the members of the board and so on. So that got them very close to them. And often the board members were invited to inaugurate either the executive development programs or the PGP or any of the other kind of programs. I think it's a good practice to involve the members of the board. Please do not keep your board away from your institute. They can be great resources to you. They can help you in many ways. I think it's a myth to think that if they know too much about the institute, they will start interfering. I know help can be given, and help cannot be considered as interfering with the institute. This is my humble submission of having been on the boards of several institutions. I remember in one of the National Institutes board, academic board, when I was there, this was almost about 20 years ago, before every academic committee meeting, the members used to talk to some of the faculty and review the activities of the institute. That was a wonderful kind of a practice, and that institute got tremendously benefited by the work that we have done. Well, I hope the institutes will take my message in a positive perspective and try to do their best. All the best from TVRLS and from me to all institutions which are in the journey of great institution building. Thank you very much.